All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We now have a game for you, the final game of the evening. Unfortunately, due to the technical difficulties, we won't be having as many games for you tonight, but there will be an announcement later on regarding what the admins are doing to work with the issues we've had today. So, make sure that you don't have any hate for everyone. We're working our best to resolve the issues, and hopefully you enjoy the fix, as it's the best one the admins could have worked with under the solutions. But forgetting about that for now, we're just going to bring you this third game and final game of the evening. We have 6.45i versus the Tryouts, and I think we're just going to get this one underway, and hopefully it will be a great finish to the evening.
Yeah, for sure. We've got the team that named themselves after the BMW engine, which respect to the 645i squad, versus the Tryouts. So I'm hoping we can get somewhere close to the first game where the games were quite closely matched, as opposed to the one we just had, as the 645i immediately putting on the pressure with their players. Aqua now going up for it, but Dragon putting it aside to Lee. Dragon now again getting into 50 and now 1-7 going up, trying to go for his teammate, but Dragon gets demoed for his efforts to move upfield, as 111 is trying to get in there but doesn't quite get the pass off. Now Brain trying to transition again, but fakes the opponent. One even. Oh, that name is awful. Gets onto it. Now Lee puts it mid to Dragon. No one there. Aqua just puts it down to the side. Brain only gets a pinch with one, so Lee can move up, puts it backboard. Brain doesn't quite get the proper hit on it, but Chasik is there to rescue his teammate. Now Aqua trying to get out of it again. Gets the 50. There's no one back for the Tryouts, as Brain puts in the open net. That's not supposed to happen at this level.
Where's the rotations, boys? Your third man's nowhere to be seen. The net's wide open. Brain, it's a free one for him. That should not be happening in the third round. Come on, guys. You got to make sure you're keeping your rotations going. 1-0 now for the 6.45i squad. Will they be able to keep it up, or will the Tryouts be able to come back a little bit better?
Now Aqua, double commit from the Tryouts. Now maybe Classic can capitalize on it. Not quite, but Brain has got an open goal ahead of him again. Chooses to go for a double tap, nearly puts it in at the far post. That was super close and a super scary moment for the Tryouts. Now try to transition out of defense, as Brain cuts them out, gets the ground pinch underneath one, gets the pinch mid, but Classic can't quite get there, but gets the demo. But Dragon already has control, goes for a flip reset underneath one, gets the shot off. Brain is equal to it, staying patient in net as he gets the 50 in against Lee. Aqua, low boost to work with. He gets the 50 against one, and he uses a lot of boost and doesn't even hit the ball, as he bullies the keeper though, so the 645 team is still in a bit of a pickle. Brain now putting it out to Aqua, and they're going out and having a breath of fresh air in defense before they can get back under pressure.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. The teams seem pretty even. There's not been a huge amount of pressure from either team. Dragon looking for an opportunity there, but doesn't quite find anything. Aqua one-on-one now, flicks it over. Onyx even with the save, but he's saved by his teammates there. They have an awkward one. I have to say, I can't say either of these teams looks, more dominant than the other.
It's a pretty close and even. It's a pretty close match overall. I think the one mistake we have had was the rotational mistake where Brain was through on the open net as he tries to put another one in, but it gets saved from 1x even. Now Classic with great position to get it into the corner. Brain going off the backboard. Where's the third man to come in? Aqua takes control, but it's a bit of a heavy touch, so he can't quite keep up pressure. Brain taking over. No one's mid. Classic can't get there, and now he cuts off his teammate for good measure. That's a breakdown of communication there. But 645i, the BMW squad, do have the most power and do have the most pressure on the opponents. Tryouts now finally transitioning out. It's over Brain. Only Classic there. Classic is there though, rotated properly. And now it gets back to Brain. Cut out, but he gets a good 50. Can he put it in for a second? Yes, he can, and that's another breakaway goal after a good 50 from Brain.
Yeah, he wins, gets it past one. Onyx Even's there. The third man just not getting back in time. I feel like the Tryouts are pushing too deep when they're on offense. They don't have anyone ready to deal with breakaways like that, where Brain just gets it past two. The third man isn't rotating back, and he essentially has an open net to work with. He did have to double tap it, but you know, it's not hard when you have all the space in the world to work with. This Tryouts team do put on good pressure when they're on offense, but they're just leaving too much space open behind them for 645i to exploit on those counter attacks.
Yeah, it's definitely that the third man is just a bit too impatient, trying to move up as fast as they can to keep up the pressure, but forgetting that maybe he is the third man. He's not necessarily supposed to keep up pressure, but also keep the defense safe as Aqua tries to rotate out. 1x even gets a flick on it. Lee is up. It drops dangerously across the goal, but no one's there. 1x even gets a good 50 though, and the demo as well. Now Dragon being up in the middle. Can Aqua get there? Yes, he can, and puts it out to himself. Now Classic takes over, and it's a 2v2 up the field as Classic puts it mid. Rain can't get there, decides not to at least. Puts it up for Aqua instead. As Dragon now tries to transition out, but none of his teammates are there for a pass. Now Lee taking it upfield with a big boom. He's got control on it. Passes it down to 1x even. Classic though, already waiting on the backboard. And Bray now putting it down. This match seems to be going towards the 645i squad, and they don't put it down. They're trying to keep up the ball, rule 1, but in the end 645i wins the game as the ball touches the ground.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, the teams looked relatively even in terms of offensive power. I just feel like, as I, explained before, the Tryouts just seem to push too deep. The third man always a bit too overcommitted. They just left too much space for 645i to break away into on the counter attack. Is what led to them finding two, relatively easy goals. They have that first game win. They've now got the match point. Of course, it's just a one more game. The Tryouts really need to fix that issue coming to the next game, because if they let the 645i squad get, those easy counterattacks in the next game, then it's just going to be a quick sweep for them.
Yeah, but definitely a really strong game from both teams with the small errors. You see that this is a higher lobby because the small errors are being just punished immediately. There's one breakaway and they put it in. Otherwise, it's been pretty clean, and from both teams, it's just the third man just being a bit too aggressive for Tryouts at times, and 645i being in the position to capitalize off of that. But maybe if the Tryouts face that issue and maybe get their third man to be a bit more positioned back, they can evade those counter-attack goals, and maybe they can even slot one in themselves.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to see how it goes in this game. They're kicking things off with a bang. The blue team of the 645i starting off with some early pressure.
And now Aqua going for double tap. Dragon already there to cut it out. 1x even taking over, and he does have teammates to work with. Lee is mid, goes on wide to give himself an angle for a shot. Where's the third man? Dragon not willing to commit there, low on boost, and probably a smart decision. Now Aqua puts it over one, but Lee is there for the save. Now it's quite the open shot, but Dragon gets around it to get a save. Brain keeping up the pressure as Aqua gets 50'd into the sidewall now. The counter attack, it's a bit of a heavy touch from 1x even, but he gets around to it. Maybe he can even cut in there. No, not quite. It's Dragon comes off the ceiling to get the touch there. It's a much cleaner start from both teams here.
Yeah, for sure. The Tryouts side not leaving those defensive spaces open for 645i to break away into, and it's causing the game to be a lot more balanced. In fact, the Tryouts seem to be putting on a lot of pressure. The offense, of course, is their strong point. As long as they don't overcommit, they should be able to give the 645i defense a run for their money.
Now both players miss. Brain stays back as third, realizes that he was the last one back, gets a good save. Classic. He gets the ball stolen by him from his teammate as Aqua can transition though. Puts it over the second one, but Lee's there to cut it out. Now Classic again, trying to build some pressure. Brain nearly gets it over Dragon as Aqua puts it into the sidewall for Classic to hunt down. Back to Aqua, but what a pinch from the Tryouts. to transition forwards. Now they've got the momentum behind them as Dragon gets it over the second one, looks for a teammate mid, tries to get the dunk on Aqua, not quite, and gets demoed for his troubles as Aqua now transitions the ball upfield, gets cut out by Lee. We're seeing a less cohesive team play, but more solo plays, and neither of them really working out for either teams.
Yeah, I mean, the teams, they keep having these offensive moments, and you know, they're on defense, they're not letting easy goals go in. Oh my lord, what has happened there? A double whiff, and somehow Classic, I think he was just so shocked by the fact that both defenders missed the ball. He wasn't in a position to score that one, and you know, lucky save for the Tryouts side. But
sorry,
there you go. It's fine.
They seem quite boosted up, and nearly the caster's curse coming in. As you just said, no easy mistakes. There's two players completely with the ball. Now Dragon trying to transition, but Brain with a good save into the ceiling though, so they still have to deal with it. Dragon can't quite turn, has to leave it for 1x even. Brain cutting the pass out. Lee was already up, and Brain getting his second touch on his landing. Dragon takes control. Good patience from him. Gets it under Aqua, but it's only as far as Classic, who's up. Full control. Goes for a double tap. Doesn't get the drop, but Lee committed as well instead of saying back post. Brain can't put it in. Now he needs to opt for a back pass. Can't quite get it to Aqua, and Tryouts again barely clean their lines and put it into offense. It's really getting shaky.
I think both these teams just kind of desperate for a goal at this point. There's a minute to go. It's still 0-0 on the board. I think, you know, the Trouts team just don't want to go out. They want that goal so they can, you know, relax a little bit. They don't want all the pressure. 645i, of course, have that game lead, but they want to close it out quickly before the Trouts can, you know, get any of their momentum back.
And that's a great pinch. Brain needs to deal with it, and he does so convincingly as he puts it up. Lee now to Classic. Aqua tries to pass it back. Actually not quite there. Goes off the ceiling. Only as far as 1x even. Brain coming in. Getting the 50. Where's the cut from Aqua? He tries to, but he doesn't quite get there. He gets beaten by Dragon, who secures himself the boost and goes back into defensive rotation. Now Lee putting it up. Dragon gets beat, but it's only as far as 1x even, who can take his time, get control, but get immediately dunked by Aqua. And now the bit of a breakaway for the Tryouts as Dragon tries to put it behind Brain, but there was no power on the shot to get it into the net. It's Classic with Aqua. Now a double commit from them. This could be dangerous. Sleep gets it into the sidewall. Dragon is up, can't get the redirect. 1x even with a weird touch, nearly gets it around both defenders. Not quite. Now Aqua and Brain. 2v2. Gets it over one. Gets the dunk. Nearly. Classic with the shot, and it's in 0 seconds. Really good shot from Classic there to put the series into their hands.
Yeah, lovely pass there. Classic has all the time in the world to set that one up. He does get the placement correct, and 645i taking the clean 2-0. It's a lovely performance from them. They've taken the win in round number 3. Well done to them. I believe that puts them in the main event, but I don't want to say anything with certainty. Today has been a bit of an interesting one, of course, with the technical difficulties. Congratulations on the win nonetheless. This has been the last game of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. There will be an announcement in the relevant servers concerning the issues, so make sure you stay tuned for that one if you are, you know, one of those players who was affected by the bracket issues, or, you know, if you're just interested to see how it's being resolved. So make sure you keep up to date on that one. You know, it's been a lovely evening. I've been Cryolex and my co-host Macfish. We've had a lot of fun.
The 2-0 win as well. Only sweeps today, so that's a bit disappointing that we didn't see a game 3. But then we had the complete annihilation of Breakdown Nitrogen against Mums. And finally, a really, really strong game to close out this stream with a slim victory of 645i, the BMW squad, as I like to call them, again against the Tryouts. So GG's to everyone playing, and I guess we'll see you on